There he is, a veteran, Garo Yepremian, one of the real favorites in the National Football League in his 13th year. He scored a field goal in 121 straight games. You look at Carl Roaches and Harold Bailey back deep for the Houston Oilers. 6-3 in favor of the Oilers. This will be Roaches again, who had a 38-yard return earlier, and he's trying to match that. We're seeing some real speed in this third quarter.
Oh, we are, you know, and it's the same thing that happened again. The coverage team all went down and to the inside, and then he starts up the inside and then goes outside. As we see Mojo there. He comes in, gets the tee, and runs off with it. He used to spike it.
It's getting older.
I guess that happens.
At the 31, good field position. Little fireworks here in this third quarter. 61-yard run. First down, 10. Stabler on the play action still, and a quarterback, Barber, 40, 35, 30-yard line, and Barber is all the way down to the 20. Beautifully done by Stabler and Barber. He didn't break stride to catch that one.
No, he sure didn't. Again, it was a play pass. You see, right here, you see the effect of faking the ball to an Earl Campbell up there, holding the middle linebacker, and then he's able to throw it up over his head and get Barber there in the middle. Kenny loves to throw the first down play pass, and especially after a good return where he has good field position.
48-yard completion. So after a 61-yard run by Wilson, Stabler comes back and he gets 48 yards himself, setting it up first down at the 20-yard line. All of a sudden, this defensive struggle has opened up a little bit.
You mentioned Barber will catch 50 balls this year. He may catch more than that.
He may go over 1,000 yards, too, those kind of catches. Earl Campbell to the 10, to the 9, and he just ignites his crowd. When they see number 34 get a hold of the football, it just does something to this crowd here in the Astrodome.
He ignites everyone. He ignites me. When I see that, I get excited. The way he hits that hole quick and pops it and just runs through. What a great back Earl Campbell is.
First and goal now at the 10-yard line. Going two plays, the Oilers move 58 yards. Ken Stabler with his lead cut to 3 points, trying to get some of those points back. Stabler looking, and that ball was intended for Renfro. A quick look in to number 82. Something just didn't connect on that. Earl Campbell, he talked about the short yardage situations with you.
Yeah, he loves the short yardage situation.
Let me tell you something about that. You know, when you get in that formation, it's like, to me, a dog that has a rabies. You know, he's foaming at the mouth, and that's the way it is about short yards to me. I feel like that it's nobody that can stop me from getting 3 yards every time I get in that formation.
Well, this time they didn't get much on the play, as Campbell on a 2nd and 10 may have gotten a yard, and that's all. So it'll bring up a third down. We have a man shaken up. That is Reggie Mathis, 56. And here is a young man they can ill afford to lose. They're very, very high on him. He's a second-year man from Oklahoma, their second-round draft pick, and they are hoping that he can keep that right linebacking spot. Pat Hughes retired, and they needed a man to take over.
That's right, and Reggie Mathis is a fine athlete, great speed. He runs like a 4.6. That's running speed. Player, but being a starter, that can add a new or different dimension to their defense.
Well, Mathis is just an outstanding athlete. He's very green. He played a defensive end spot at ability. He's getting up now, and let's hope that's not serious. Looks like his arm.
Yeah, it was his right shoulder.
We apologize for the fact that we are experiencing some difficulties with our audio, but stay with us. We have a lot of excitement right now, a lot of noise in this place. It holds it all. Third down and 10, so they haven't gotten anything on those last two plays. Rob Carpenter has now checked in. He's the only set running back behind Stabler. Stabler throwing for Castor. For the touchdown. There's an argument down there. Tommy Myers, I think, thought he was out of bounds, but Castor got both feet in. Now, There's a fight back at the 15-yard line, so pushing and shoving. Let's look at it again.
It was a great throw by Stabler, as we see here, and again he gets hit right after he throws the ball. It looked like Joe Campbell coming in there, but it was a great timing throw and a fine reception by Richard Castor. And then they knocked Stabler down, and there was a little skirmish there on the field between the Saints and the Oilers, and they did get a roughing the passer. That was after he threw the ball. We'll see this from another angle. We'll see the touchdown from another angle here. You know, we see Stabler he's looking for the deep man Castor. He gets hit after that.
This crowd here in the Astrodome.
He ignites everyone. He ignites me. When I see that, I get excited. The way he hits that hole quick and pops it and just runs through. What a great back Earl Campbell is.
First and goal now at the 10-yard line. Going 2 plays, the Oilers move 58 yards. Ken Stabler with his lead cut to 3 points, trying to get some of those points back. Stabler looking, and that ball was intended for Renfro. A quick look in to number 82. Something just didn't connect on that. Earl Campbell, he talked about the short yardage situations with you.
Yeah, he loves the short yardage situation.
Let me tell you something about that. You know, when you get in that formation, it's like, to me, a dog that has a rabies. You know, he's foaming at the mouth, and that's the way it is about short yardage to me. I feel like that it's nobody over there can stop me from getting 3 yards every time I get in that formation.
Well, this time they didn't get much on the play, as Campbell on a 2nd and 10 may have gotten a yard, and that's all. So it'll bring up a 3rd down. We have a man shaken up. That is Reggie Mathis, 56. And here is a young man they can ill afford to lose. They're very, very high on him. He's a 2nd-year man from Oklahoma, their 2nd-round draft pick, and they are hoping that he can keep that right linebacking spot. Pat Hughes retired, and they needed a man to take over.
That's right, and Reggie Mathis is a fine athlete, great speed. He runs like a 4.6. That's running speed. Player, but being a starter, that can add a new or different dimension to their defense.
Well, Mathis is just an outstanding athlete. He's very green. He played a defensive end spot at ability. He's getting up now, and let's hope that's not serious. Looks like his arm.
Yeah, it was his right shoulder.
We apologize for the fact that we are experiencing some difficulties with our audio, but stay with us. We have a lot of excitement right now, a lot of noise in this place. It holds it all. 3rd down and 10, so they haven't gotten anything on those last 2 plays. Rob Carpenter has now checked in. He's the only set running back behind Stabler. Stabler throwing for Castor. He is in for the touchdown. There's an argument down there. Tommy Myers, I think, thought he was out of bounds, but Castor got both feet in. Now, there's a fight back at the 15-yard line, so pushing and shoving. Let's look at it again.
It was a great throw by Stabler, as we see here, and again he gets hit right after he throws the ball. It looked like Joe Campbell coming in there, but it was a great timing throw and a fine reception by Richard Castor. And then they knocked Stabler down, and there was a little skirmish there on the field between the Saints and the Oilers, and they did get a roughing the passer. That was after he threw the ball. We'll see this from another angle. We'll see the touchdown from another angle here. You know, we see Stabler he's looking for the deep man Castor. He gets hit after that, but again, a great timing throw. He's inbounds and makes a great play.
That was really close. I mean, Castor had both of them in easily. I thought for a moment they thought he was out on that, but he had both feet dragging through the dirt over there.
Well, they don't have a border on the sideline here. And usually in a National Football League game, they have a 3-foot border, and it's easier to see.
Tony Frisch, the point after attempt. 12-3 in favor of this Oiler team, and we're going to have a flag and a whistle stopping it before that kick gets underway. Stabler right now has thrown 2 touchdown passes. You look at Earl Campbell, hitting 17 of 27 for 172 yards. He does have the 1 interception.
And know, as we looked at Earl Campbell there on the sideline and we saw him sweating there, he told me yesterday that he feels that he plays better when he's tired than he does when he's fresh.
That'd be David Carter. Bump Phillips. Why isn't he wearing his cowboy hat? Because he's under the roof, right?
That's right. He says he doesn't wear a hat indoors. And someone said, well, what's indoors? And he said, any place that can't rain on you.
You know, the Saints are playing all their preseason games under a dome. Home here and in Detroit. Here is Frisch after the penalty, and he comes right back and gets it. We've got a fight. Angelo Fields, 77, the big rookie from Michigan State. I mean big. He weighs about 330 pounds getting into it. And Don Reese, number 60 for New Orleans. I tell you, Fields has to be the biggest man in Texas to be fighting.
That's right. They say that he came in, he was 347 pounds.
Let's go back to the touchdown toss again to Rich Castor.
See, the Saints were coming on a blitz. They were coming with both outside linebackers. Stabler got the ball off, and again we see Tommy Myers just a little late.
What's American Motors Concord DL have that Chevy Citation doesn't?
Citation has a 14-gallon gas tank. Concord has a 22-gallon gas tank. Think about that this weekend. Concord DL gives you standard luxuries like individual reclining seats and full vinyl roof. Citation doesn't. Concord has Z-Bart factory rust protection and the only full 5-year no rust through warranty. Citation doesn't. The 1980 Concord.
Now's a great time to save during American Motors' great American clearance sale.
My Tex got more.
Yep.
My man got more.
Yeah.
My George got more.
Uh-huh. More close shaves per blade.
Super 2 Ultrex gives more close shaves than Track 2. Watch. One push pushes out soap and stubble. Your twin blades start clean, sharp for more close shaves. Ultrex slides on Track 2 razors, clicks on Atra. Get Ultrex for more close shaves.
Hey, more close shaves than Track 2.
Last year, Jack Renner won the Westchester Golf Classic. Coming next, see who takes the 1980 title. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Well, you can see Frisch will kick from the 50-yard line after that roughing the passer after the play. And so kicking for the 50, he just kind of punches it to Jimmy Rogers. Rogers to the 15, and he's out to the 17-yard line. I thought it was interesting a while ago that when they went after Ken Stabler, did you see Karl Mock, the big lineman, the center, try to protect number 12?
Well, that's their job. You know, it's their job on the before the ball is thrown, and it's their job after the ball's thrown. And you know, offensive linemen all over take a personal pride in protecting their quarterback, and they don't like to see anyone messing with them.
Wes Chandler, Ike Harris are the wide receivers. Bobby Scott is the quarterback. It's 13-3 in favor of Houston. This is Jimmy Rogers. Rogers to the 21-yard line. There's some hitting going on out there. Sammy Green coming over, number 49. He's the man they picked up from Seattle. Also Ted Thompson, 51. Sammy Green they got for a 10th round draft choice.
Yeah, he was an outside linebacker with Seattle, and here at Houston, they're playing him as an inside linebacker in their three-man line. He's one of the linebackers who will play over a guard.
Chandler, you know, they haven't thrown to him all day, have they? He's at the bottom of the screen, split out again. Second down, 7. Scott gives off to Wilson, and that ball almost got away from him.
It sure did. It looked like it hit his shoulder pad. It looked like the handoff was a little high. This is one of the things that Dick Nolan and his staff wanted to give Bobby Scott some playing time, because he hasn't played in a couple years, and you never know during the season when they'll need their backup quarterback, and they like to get him ready in these type situations.
The injury to Reggie Mathis, who went off a while ago, is a sprained elbow, and we've been told he could return to action if they want him, and that's good news. It's nothing that serious. And also, Ken Burrow has sprained his right knee. He will not come back. So a couple of injuries here in the second half of play. Scott on 3rd and 4. Hardy again, and a flag, pass interference coming up against Vernon Perry. Larry Hardy's had 3 excellent efforts over the middle there.
He sure has, and it looks like an audible against the 5 defensive backs, we'll see here, Vernon Perry gets his left arm on Hardy before the ball gets here. If we can watch his left arm here, see he's in good position, and watch his hand right there. See, he gets and he has contact before the ball gets there.
We have 2 flags actually, John. We have one back inside the 30-yard line also. Ben Dreith, there's Dave Hawk, one of his assistants out there.
Defensive pass interference. We're going to play it over.
Offsetting penalties. Let's go back and look at some of the play in the trenches.
I like this. This is really, you know, when we used to do a passing pattern, we'd always start first with a pass protection. Watch here now. Here's Jesse Baker, the second-year pass rusher from the Houston Oilers, and he's getting a good job there. He's getting a lot of pass protection here, and he doesn't really do anything.
Jesse Baker is the guy they expect to take over when Elvin Bethea hangs it up. Bethea in his 13th year. Baker 6'5", 265. Third down, 4 as we play it over. Scott intended for Hardy again. Almost picked off by Ted Thompson, number 51, and Vernon Perry. Perry has really been around the football today.
He sure has. They've been trying to work the tight end. That time they had the tight end double, and I don't know if that was one of Bobby Scott's better choices.
There's Perry. 4 interceptions against San Diego in that playoff game. Also 1 against Pittsburgh. Carl Roaches now, number 2, goes back for this punt. Rick Partridge is going to kick. This will be the first time for Partridge. He's the man that took over last year when Russell Erxleben was shelved and put on the injured reserve list. Partridge, a little low kick, is going to be returned by Roaches. And at the 45, well, he creates some things. He gets in the open field. He is very, very dangerous. 35-yard kick, a 5-yard return. Larry Taylor making the tackle for the Saints. They have it at the 45.
You know, it's amazing how similar we are. We have the same last name.
And we both played baseball for the same team.
We even drank the same beer, light beer from Miller.
And we drink it for the same reason. Light has a third less calories than their regular beer.
And it's less filling.
But we drink it because it tastes so great.
Now, I know we're incredibly alike, but don't be confused. We are not identical twins.
I'm at least 2 inches taller than he is.
Make beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
My car's a 10, and I keep her that way. I protect her looks with Son of a Gun.
Keep a good thing going. Son of a gun.
STP Son of a Gun helps protect your vinyl and rubber against everyday wear and tear. Son of a Gun, the penetrating protector that penetrates vinyl pores and openings and leaves a lustrous protective coating.
When you got a 10, you got a protector.
Keep a good thing going. Son of a gun.
Gary Bender with John Madden. We have 7 minutes, 41 seconds left in this third quarter as Ken Stabler continues to be the quarterback for Houston. You see big Leon Gray, the all-pro tackle, number 74. You can't even see around him, he's that big. But Stabler with 2 touchdown passes in this game and surprisingly continuing at quarterback. Gifford Nielsen cannot play, but we expect to see Guido Merkins and possibly Craig Bradshaw in this game. And Campbell's still in the football game. And Earl Campbell out to the 50-yard line. Gain of 5. And I'm really surprised to see Campbell playing this much. He's been a very busy football player.
They still haven't gotten him down. You know, one thing, they lost last week to Tampa Bay, and they were saying last night that they thought that, you know, that they'd like to get back on the winning ways. We see Ken Burrow there. He has a smile on his face and an ice pack on his knee, so we'd hope it's not too serious. But they would like to win this game.
And that's what they do right now is have the lead 13-3 at the 7-minute mark from the 49-yard line. Second down 5. Here comes Campbell again. Hit by Alex Price. It's going to be a couple of yards short of the first down. You know, you were saying earlier that Campbell feels he's more effective as he gets tired. I think it's because everybody else, by comparison, is more tired than he is. He is so strong, has such great stamina.
He sure is. And then the other thing is he wants to work in the same backfield with Ken Stabler and get that work down as Ken Stabler wants to work with him, with Barber, and with Renfro. And, and so on. So they need that. They open up against the Steelers, and they have to be ready from the get-go.
Third down now, 3 yards to go. Up the 47. In motion goes Tim Wilson. Second man handoff. It's Carpenter. And very well played that time by New Orleans. Look at Tommy Myers coming in. He always comes up and fills well on the run. Also Alex Price. Myers really just now starting to get some of the attention he deserves, winning all NFL. But for so many years, you just never heard much about him.
No, you didn't. And the Saints had 5 players in the Pro Bowl last year, which I think is a real indicator of a team's strength. And they only had 1 defensive player, and that was Tommy Myers.
Fourth down. As you look at Gordon Banks, number 40, inside the 10-yard line. The rookie from Stanford. This is Parsley, who did not kick in the first half. Last year, he averaged 40.6. The best average of his career. Boy, did he get that one high, but he's going to get into the end zone for the touchback. And so they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. As you know, this has been the second week of the 1983 season, and let's take a look at some of the scores. These were Friday night games. The Eagles have won their first 2 games, John.
I'm impressed with that team. You know, that they were in the playoffs last year, and they got beat by Tampa Bay. I think they're going to be a better team this year.
And Pittsburgh, with Cliff Stout doing a good job, defeated Atlanta 17-14.
Pittsburgh's always Pittsburgh.
Giants over Denver, Detroit over Buffalo, and Cincinnati beat Chicago last night 21-3. Bobby Scott, he tried to hit Jimmy Rogers, but the official got in the way. I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often.
Those officials, they do get in the way sometimes. Sometimes they tend to bother you. That's the umpire, and he has a problem there because he has to line up right behind the defensive line. You see him right there? He's behind the linebackers. He's trying to work up, and then you see right there he has to. I wonder if he could have caught it.
Let's continue. Baltimore over Green Bay. St. Louis defeated Tampa Bay, who had beaten Houston. And Dallas over Los Angeles. Dallas in that game had a goal line stand that held the Rams out, and they won that game. San Francisco, the team you're so impressed with, defeated San Diego. And New England, well, Oakland outlasted them. That was quite a slugfest.
Rookie Mark Wilson came in and threw a touchdown pass with a few seconds left.
Bobby Scott. Scott back at the 10-yard line on a second down 10. Let's go back and see what developed on this one.
We see here it's pretty good pass protection. It's holding up, and then it breaks from the left side, and that's all it takes. Elvin Bethea, who's been a great player for this team. He was a Pro Bowler himself last year. As we see him come in from the right side. See, he starts, and then he gets to the inside, and it looks like Bobby Scott's hurt on that play.
Boy, you hate to see that. Scott has been such a valuable backup. He may have gotten his leg twisted under there. You see how he was bent backwards?
Yeah, there was quite a few of them in that pile.
Loss all the way back to the 10-yard line. Scott has not played all that much because Manning's been healthy lately. In fact, last year he only threw 2 passes. And Ed Burns, who's a free agent out of Nebraska, who didn't play a down the last 2 years in the regular season. And there's Bobby. He's not happy at all. 9-year veteran out of Tennessee. His best year was in '76 when he came in and started 8 games, and he was 6th that year in passing.
He's really upset because, as you say, he hasn't played, and he was looking forward to today. He'd had a little problem with a stomach muscle pull, he said, and he hadn't been able to throw much, but he was really looking forward to get some playing time today.
So the new quarterback is Ed Burns. Third down, 20 yards to go to Wayne Wilson. Wilson just looking for someplace to hide right now. Andy Doris, 69 back there. Doris, one of the remarkable stories in the National Football League, maybe one of the most improved players in this game.
You know, we're really seeing an inspired defense here. It's something. They played the first half and they played pretty well, but this second half, look at the swarming of this defense. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue jerseys right there. And there's something that's lifted this defense up in the second half because they're a different team now.
Lum may have kicked in another door.
He may have.
Now you have an end zone shot. Excellent camera shot behind Rick Partridge. Symbol the pressure that he faces trying to get that ball out of there. Carl Roaches back on this beautiful, beautiful kick all the way back to the 40-yard line. Roaches to the 45. Well, Partridge came through under pressure that time. He's a former Packer. He got a 52-yard kick, a 15-yard return. That was just picture perfect as far as punting is concerned.
And they have a real race with the Saints in that kicking department. They have Russell Erxleben, who both punts and kicks. They have Upremian, who's a kicker, Carl Upremian, and Rick Partridge, who's a punter. So Dick can go a number of ways. Dick Nolan can go a number of ways with his kickers.
Stabler still at quarterback and Campbell still at running back. We still have inside 4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 13-3 Houston. Play action. Beautiful fake by Stabler. Casper wide open. He'll take it all the way. John, you cannot play action fake any more effectively than Stabler just did.
And he loves to do that, and I think it will be as effective as ever with these running backs that he has here. You watch him, again, he fakes to Earl Campbell coming across. That holds the linebackers. Castor sneaks outside. The safety came up for support, and there was no one out there. I think Bum Phillips was talking about kicking the door in, and I think he wants to start today as we see Castor here. So he goes out. You see the strong safety or the corner come up to the outside. When Castor gets by, there's no one there. All he has to do is catch that ball and take it in.
45 yards for the touchdown. Castor with 2 touchdown catches. Tony Fritsch the point after. Boy, it's deafening here. Crowd gets excited, you can't hear. And it's 20-3, and the Houston Oilers, they're excited to start with. And I think it's going to be at even more of a fever pitch because of the snake. He's selling those T-shirts and the snakes. They're going to have to go back into production again just to keep up with the demand for this guy.
I'll tell you, they love him here, and he loves it here. He likes that. He has a little smile on his face.
Starting to gray a little bit, though, on that beard, isn't he?
You know, this game will do that to you. It tends to get coaches and quarterbacks like that.
You don't have any gray hair. Well, let's look ahead next Sunday, John. Again, at 1 o'clock Eastern, a preview of the NFL. Brent Musburger, Herb Cross, and Jimmy the Greek. They've been traveling around the NFL, looking at some of the camps, answer some of the questions that you may have wanted answered. And we'll look ahead as we come close to the start of this regular season of play. Gordon Banks is back deep. Fresh to kick off, 20-3 Houston. This will be Jimmy Rogers to bring it up the field. Rogers has a little ways to go. He found a little crease in there and moves it out to the 34-yard line. Let's go back to Castor on that isolation, John, and let you point out again how he got loose on
What
this.
we'll see here is we'll see number 27, Ray Brown, the strong safety, come up to the outside. He went for the play fake. When Castor, all then he had to do was get by the linebacker, and then he was home free.
Castor having a big, big day, a 45-yard touchdown grab, and also one of 10 yards. Thus far, Stabler's 18 of 28 for 217 yards. Castor 2 for 55. Ed Burns, the quarterback, gives off to Wayne Wilson, who had a big 61-yard run earlier. And Sammy Green, 49, made the tackle. I tell you, Houston's going to have to make some decisions at that linebacker spot, aren't they? They've got a lot of people.
Well, that's a nice decision. You know, you're always looking for that decision where you can have, you know, too many rather than not enough.
We have a man down, shaken up for New Orleans. Earlier, Bobby Scott went out. It's starting to take its toll a little bit. Manuel Zander standing up there, 79. He's one of the co-captains, a veteran, 7-year man from Jackson State.
You know, one thing I'd like to mention about this field, Gary, is we always criticize the field as being a real hard field, but now they have a new turf down there, and the field is soft. But there are some problems with it. All those dirt areas from the baseball field do cause a problem when you go from artificial turf and into dirt. But the turf is a soft turf now.
We've been told by producer Perry Smith that Bobby Scott, we just mentioned him a while ago, he suffered a strained right knee. He will not return to the game. That's J.T. Taylor that's hurt. Third-year man from Missouri who was their second-round draft pick in '78. He has started every game since he was drafted. There's Stabler at offensive line. Karl Mock. Look at the wink there. Did you pick up the wink? Stabler's happy.
Those are two people that Snake always liked: his center, who has to always give him the ball, and the tight end, who he can always work in the middle of the field.
You keep them happy, right? Second down. I don't know what's that chant in the background. Second and 5 from the 38-yard line. Ed Burns, pressure put on by Thompson, gets it off to Wayne Wilson. Wilson trying to get the first down. He's going to be just short of it. There's J.C. Wilson. I didn't think they had any bugs in the Astrodome. You think they could get in here, huh? Mike Stensrud making the tackle. Well, when you're winning and things are going well, you have a lot to be excited about here in Houston. Boy, I tell you, they're going to give Pittsburgh and everybody else all they want this year.
Well, they'll find out again, as we said, real soon. They open.
There's Guido Merkins, who evidently is going to come in at quarterback for the Houston Oilers. Burns gives off to Wilson, and he got the first down, and that might stem some of this enthusiasm, some of this momentum that's built up against this New Orleans team here in the third quarter. They've had a tough time getting out of their end of the field. 2:05 remaining in this third quarter.
I think that now or somewhere Dick Nolan would like to see Ed Burns throw the ball, because he's really in a fight for that third quarterback job with a free agent, Steve Ensminger from LSU,
who looked very good. I guess the last game he moved the team down and they put some points on the board. Here's Burns throwing to Wilson, and Wilson has it to the 50-yard line. You can see the enthusiasm by which this Houston team is playing defensively. They're flying around out there. Number 57, by the way, is a rookie by the name of John Corker out of Oklahoma State, who hurt a knee in college, and prior to that, he may have been one of the most dominant players in the collegiate ranks, and they still think he can play. You should look at Vernon Perry and Reinfeld, the two safeties for Houston.
Vernon Perry's still getting warmed up.
He made a remarkable play against Hardy in this game.
About 3 of them.
Second down, 4 yards to go from the 49 of Houston. A minute left in this third quarter. Burns with good protection. And he hits Chandler. That's the first catch of the day for Wes Chandler. I'll tell you, he is something to try to cover. And it's interesting that that's the first opportunity he's had.
He's a very exciting player. In fact, I think Wes Chandler is one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League. He's only caught one pass today, but he'll catch many this season. Because when he gets the ball, he can get open, and then he can do something with it. He's in on that play.
65 catches, 1,069 yards last year. He was second in yardage in the entire National Football League.
Because he can run after he catches.
First down at the 37. Burns is moving his football team. Chandler and Ike Harris split out, a delay, and a Jimmy Rogers. He's annihilated by Mike Stensrud. If you look at Bingham and Brazil, the linebacking core, and Stensrud is the man who was their first draft pick a year ago out of Iowa State.
A year ago, and the Oilers were very impressed with him in the preseason and early in the season. Then he hurt a knee and really didn't play much last year, but they say he's come back to camp, he's fine, and they're expecting a big year out of him. You know, they really have a very fine backup defensive line with Stensrud, Kennard, and Jesse Baker.
They have a rookie by the name of Skogstad, who was their second-round pick, who right now is hurt, who they think could be quite a player. Second down, 13 yards to go. Burns to Rogers. Rogers finds an opening, and he's going to carry it for the first down. Good leg drive that time by Rogers, as he had some people with a free ride. That's going to bring to a close our third quarter with the score. The Houston Oilers 20, the New Orleans Saints 3. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Tuesday on The White Shadow, Salami's affair becomes Coach Reeves' headache.
I don't tell you what to do with your life. What makes you think you can tell me what to do with mine?
The White Shadow, Tuesday night at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
This is CBS.
Mike, you know that guy on TV who talks about how Schmidt's Light stacks up against other light beers? Well, how does it stack up to my beer?
Here, try Schmidt's Light.
Tastes great, but how about the calories? Schmidt's Light 96, Michelob Light 134.
So?
So, that's 38 more calories. Why pay for extra calories when I can drink great-tasting Schmidt's Light?
You ought to be on TV, but they never let women do beer commercials.
Oh, well, maybe they should.
Yeah.
Schmidt's Light. The proof is in the bottle and on it.
Your neighborhood Lee Miles transmission professional is proud to be part of a nationwide team started 31 years ago. He's proud to own his own shop, proud to be a trained professional. No matter where you drive, he stands behind his work. Your neighborhood Lee Miles professional serves his community, his customers, and the Lee Miles tradition of excellence at work and at home. Look for Lee Miles under transmissions in the yellow pages. Do it once. Do it right. Lee Miles.
Len Berman, Sports Update tonight at 11:45.
Well, we mentioned earlier Bobby Scott sustained a sprained right knee. Well, I hope that doesn't keep him out for a long time.
No, I hope that'll be okay.
We start the fourth quarter, 20-3. The Saints have a first down at the 25-yard line of Houston. Ed Burns, who's engineered this drive, gives to Wilson, and Wilson to the 20. And I'll say this again, Wilson has been the biggest surprise for me this afternoon. Not only that 61-yard run, but you saw how he took off that time.
Very reckless.
Yes.
He went in there, and as we'll see it again here, watch how he comes, and the minute he decides to turn, he gets those shoulders square and just runs through.
So the ball at the 21.5-yard line. It'll be second down, 6 yards to go. Just underway in this fourth quarter. The Westchester Classic to follow this, and it's a very, very tight leaderboard as we'll be going to that following the game. Ed Burns, protection is very good. Chandler overthrowing. Oh, the interception coming away with it is Charles Jefferson. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. Chandler was wide open on that play.
He was wide open, and Ed Burns just threw it over his head. He really did have him beat, and as we see here, the throw here, Burns is back there, and he just throws it too high. There's nothing Chandler can do about that. Jefferson was in good position to intercept. It was overthrown.
Wait a minute, we have a penalty.
I think it's against the Oilers.
Jefferson is a man who was a fourth-round draft pick for Denver, and Denver tried to sneak him through on some injured reserve moves, and Houston knew about him, and they picked him up.
That's illegal contact. Number 20 on a defense. That's an automatic first down.
At 20 is Bill Courier, the strong safety, who's in place of Vernon Perry. So the Saints are still alive on this drive. Bob Phillips, I don't think he agreed with that.
Well, didn't like that.
No, sir. First down, now at the 16-yard line. Burns to Jimmy Rogers. Rogers to the 10, 5. And Jimmy Rogers catapulted to the 1-yard line. This is a guy that John played behind such great running backs at Oklahoma. And he's showing that he can carry the ball himself.
We'll see it again. These Saint running backs have been very impressive. Of course, we know about Muncie and Galbraith, but now we're seeing a Wayne Wilson. We see Rogers here. Here they all do a fine job of running. There's Jack Tatum coming across and making one of his first plays.
Rogers played for the Edmonton Eskimos last year, but he just didn't get a lot of notoriety in college because of guys like Billy Sims that were playing there. Well, they mark the ball at the 2. It'll be first and goal there. 20-3. Houston with the lead. 13.5 minutes remaining. We have somebody firing off. Give the Rogers, the right side of the Saints line, fired off. So they will have an offsides, illegal procedure.
We talk about things that upset coaches. There's another one of them, Gary. When you
just walk back and say shucks and let it go at that, right?
Well, you say a little more in shucks sometimes, but when you get down there in the goal line, they really have a difficult time holding back. You know, they have to get lower. They're all in there tight, and they're ready to fire out. And sometimes any little movement that they hear, any motion they hear.
The right tackle and the right end.
2 of them, the right side firing off.
Any little thing sets them off when they're cocked in a goal line situation.
You could kind of sympathize with Nolan. You see him bent over, hands on knees after that?
I've been in that position.
On your knees sometimes, huh? First and goal now at the 7-yard line. Ed Burns, inside look for the touchdown. Fine catch, and finally they get in with the touchdown as Ike Harris able to come away with it.
Ed Burns has been impressive on this drive, as we'll see him. He completed 3 passes. He engineered a nice drive. Was throw this slant in there. He really didn't have a lot of room. There were 3 Houston defenders there, and he threw it right between all 3. That was a fine throw.
Well, it's tough to keep the Saints out of the end zone. They had only had the field goal, but Burns, after getting a new life after that penalty, comes back and hits a 7-yard strike to Ike Harris. Arrow your premium, point after. Ed Burns to hold, and it's a 20-10 football game. So the Saints, when things were going against them, didn't fold up their tent. And Ed Burns came in and engineered a very efficient drive. New Orleans down by 10 points. Still a lot of time, over 13 minutes remaining.
One thing I'll never compromise on, my tools. I go for the best, like this, or these. Yeah, Levi's blue jeans are tools. They fit your body like a good hammer fits your hand, nice and comfortable. And this Levi's denim is as tough as nails, a real value for the buck. Tell you, I wouldn't wear anything less than Levi's blue jeans, but then I don't skimp on tools.
There goes another gas station. Are the other going to stop?
The Corolla Tercel, Toyota's lowest priced car, gets such good gas mileage that for some, it could be a problem.
I got to stop at a gas station. Why, we haven't had to stop for gas in hours. We haven't stopped for anything. Do you know why I bought this front-wheel drive Toyota? Allow gas to the gas mileage. I'll stop, but I don't have to because this is Toyota's highest mileage car. And Lester,
Oh, what a feeling.
high mileage.
Toyota.
Now look at Bobby Scott with a sprained right knee as kicking off. New Orleans Saints. This is Harold Bailey. And Bailey brings it out to the 30-yard line. All of a sudden now, New Orleans is down by 10, but still 13:08 remaining. 16-yard return. There's Mojo. Tell you what, he's got to be in shape to do that. You know that?
That's right. He covers both teams, and he has to get that thing off the field. He used to spike it. There's Bobby Scott, and we were talking about getting the ice and pressure on an injury as soon as they can.
There's the new quarterback, Guido Merkins, out of Sam Houston State, who can be a wide receiver, and now is a quarterback. Merkins giving up, and very little developed on that play. Merkins is a young man who was recommended by Gerald Wilson, who's a scout for him, the former fine kicker for Kansas City. They were playing softball together. He was so impressed with Merkins' ability, they gave him a tryout, and this is his 3rd year with Houston.
And he used to wear number 12.
Now that is an interesting story. Stabler comes in. How does he end up getting number 12 back? You're big on the numbers thing.
I'm really big on numbers.
2nd down, 7. This is Edgar Armstrong, a rookie out of Texas A&M, a free agent, number 39. Edgar bringing it out just across the 35 to the 36. Let's go back and watch Angelo Fields, 77, the 330-pound rookie.
This has to be the biggest man in the National Football League. See, it just takes a long time to get around him. It's like running around a block.
Or a refrigerator or something. 3rd down and 4. Merkins scrambling out of it. He has a 1st down. Guido Merkins for a 1st down run at the 41-yard line.
We were talking about Guido Merkins earlier, and of course he lost his number to Ken Stabler, who's always been number 12. Guido becomes number 19, but he's also in a fight for his job because Craig Bradshaw has been very impressive to this Oiler team.
You mentioned the number situation. We might get into that later, how you feel certain positions must have certain numbers. It just doesn't look right out there. 1st down, just across the 40. Play action by Merkins. Excellent protection. Broken up. Reaching up is Kovash, Jim Kovash, number 52. I want to develop this story because the #1 draft pick for New Orleans is Stan Brock, right? And they have him playing tackle wearing 67, and you told the Saints they got to change the number. They can't have a number with a 60 on it at that position.
That's right. I had big thoughts. I always thought that the 60 should be guard. You know, the 62, 63, they look like guard. The tackle should be 70s. If the tackle's number 67, he looks like he was a guard who they moved out there.
Brock is still wearing 67. Second down. This is Armstrong again, and he's straightened up. He tries to get to the 45. It looks like we have another flag on the play with 11-10. Well, you know, they have really revolutionized numbers. You're not going to see, for instance, a 00 after Kent Burrow decides to retire. They'll go back to the more conventional numbers. Or Jim Otto, who played for you.
That's right. And then some of the numbers, I know Jack Tatum was 32 at Oakland. He comes here, Vernon Perry's 32. So now he's 28. And I asked him how he got there. He said,
motion offense on the right guard. Decline the penalty. It's third down.
The right guard would be Schumacher, but on that replay, I didn't see him move, did you? It looked like the left side. Anyway, you started to say Tatum has number 28.
Yeah, and he couldn't get 32, so his roommate at Oakland and his best friend is Clarence Davis. And he said, well, I'll take his number.
Third down and 5 for Merkins. 11 minutes remaining in the game, and he's off again. And he gets away from Dave Waymer up to the 49. That's going to be a yard short of the first down. Merkins ad-libbing a little bit out there.
I think he's a favorite here in Houston also. When he comes in, they got excited. Every time he takes the ball and does something with it, the crowd seems to get very excited.
Well, Parsley's going to come in and kick as we look at the scrambling effort again.
One thing, you know, the older the quarterbacks get, the less they do that. You know, they don't. You see how Guido Merkins got there at the end? He was fighting for the first down. You don't see that with the real veteran quarterbacks.
That was Gordon Banks back for the punt. You're looking now at Parsley. Parsley from the 35-yard line. 10.5 minutes left in the game. Moving around. 4 seconds left. 3, 2. They may not get it off. They just got the play off before delay of game. A wobbly kick. Banks is going to let it hit. Brazil is down there quickly. Also Darrell Hunt. What at Brazil, he really excels on covering those punts. Gets down there in a hurry, showing his good open field ability, his speed. A 31-yard kick as the Houston Oilers have a 10-point lead.
Excuse me. I'm not the same crazy coach who used to storm around the sidelines yelling at the officials. I've learned to relax, and I drink light beer from Miller. Do you know that Light's got 1/3 less calories than a regular beer? And listen to this. Light doesn't fill me up. Besides that, Light tastes fantastic. Oh, sure, there are a lot of other beers around, and you can drink any one you want. But let me tell you this. For
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
As I was saying, I don't care what anybody else...
Hey, Fred. Game's about ready to start.
With the reception on my side, I may as well finish the yard work.
Now, you need a Radio Shack Super Color TV antenna like mine. Got it at a special purchase price, only $21.88.
What about installation?
Did it myself and saved a bundle. It was easy. The Shack's got all the cable and hardware you need.
Only $21.88? That's great.
Right. Come on in. Let's watch the game on my set.
You kidding? I'm going to Radio Shack to get my own Super Color antenna for $21.88.
Only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
Who'll replace Roger in Dallas? Are the Rams Super Bowl bound? Next Sunday, the NFL team of CBS Sports brings you the answers. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
The Saints are the last time able to score a touchdown with a football at the 20-yard line. They trail by 10 with 10 minutes to go. Stan Brock is in the game now. That's the man we were talking about earlier, their #1 draft pick. Number 67 at right offensive tackle. Give to Jimmy Rogers. Jimmy Rogers explodes to the 25-yard line.
We were just talking about Stan Brock, and they ran off his block, as we'll watch him again. But he played at the University of Colorado for Chuck Fairbanks last year. Chuck Fairbanks, as we watch number 67 here, Stan Brock, said that he's the best offensive lineman that he's ever worked with, and that includes college and pros, and that includes Leon Gray and John Hanna.
That's a
Now, if
mouthful.
he's that's a great #1 pick for the Saints.
This is Engsminger cranking up and throwing, the rookie from LSU who snuck in at quarterback there. And he aired that one out on the far sideline, intended for Banks. And I just noticed, look at the leaderboard here. Look at this. A one-stroke lead by Strange over Watson. Tom Watson closing fast. Bob Murphy, Burns. This is what I was going to show you. Look, Ken Burrow. Sandy Grossman on top of that, but look at, I didn't realize that was that much of a problem.
It looked like a bruise when he did it. It was on one of the completions he made to the inside. He went down pretty hard.
3rd down and 4. Engsminger again steps up. He gets rid of it to Rogers. That'll be a 1st down, and whoa, Vernon Perry tried to take Rogers' head off. He was very close, John, to almost coming across that line of scrimmage before he threw the football.
See, that was a smart move. You know, sometimes you can take this, as we'll see him do. Here he goes back, and then you start to run a little, then come up to challenge the defense. Make them come up, and then pop it as he did here. Vernon Perry was just going the other way. As we watch Stan Brock here, watch on his pass protection. This is the most difficult adjustment for a college offensive lineman to make, and he does a good job. He's a good pass protector, very good balance.
1st down at the 34, almost jumping off sides is Houston. Give to Rogers, Jimmy Rogers to the 44. John, if there's one thing that Dick Nolan has to be pleased about is he has found some depth at running back here today in Wayne Wilson and Jimmy Rogers.
I think that'll please him. In fact, I think his entire running game will please him. I think his defense has played well today. And the thing that he will probably be concerned with is his passing game, especially on the, quote, passing downs, the 3rd downs and long yardage.
You have a lot of respect for Dick Nolan.
I sure do. Dick and I are good friends. The year that he left the 49ers for 1 year, he scouted for us. He would scout our opponents, and then that was the year we went to the Super Bowl.
That was the 1st down. Rogers has carried 7 times for 45 yards. Wilson 6 for 75. And those are the 2 backs that we were just mentioning. At the 44, 8:20 remaining in the game. Engsminger, the quarterback. 6'4", a 215-pound rookie. Tries to hit Larry Taylor. Taylor at the 37-yard line. Taylor, a rookie out of Southern Mississippi, a free agent. Let's isolate. Go back on Larry Taylor.
We'll see him here as he comes off the line. Now again, the bump, they can bump 1 time within the first 5 yards. They can hit after they get by 5 yards. They can't bump them. So he made a nice move to get away from the bump and ran a corner pattern.
You see Taylor back in there. He was shaken up earlier. He's the offensive left tackle for New Orleans, 71.
That's nice to see.
2nd down, 10 from the 44-yard line. Engsminger looking far side, hits Taylor, and that play just wasn't quite right, was it? Taylor came back so close to get that football.
Well, it was a screen pass, and a screen pass really isn't good against man-to-man defense. That was the substitution defense. They had their 5 defensive backs in. Again, they blitzed, which put them in a man-to-man coverage, and then when they see the man stop, they come right up on him. A screen is better against a zone where the defense backs off and you can develop your screen.
3rd down and 12 after that play. Engsminger again. And he has his man at his Banks. And that'll be a 1st down catch at the 44. Well, Burns a while ago kept this drive going. Now Engsminger is keeping it moving. New Orleans hasn't given up in this game.
I know, and it just shows how this becomes possible, and you hate to see it, but Bobby Scott gets an injury, which allows Ed Burns to come in, and then Steve Engsminger. Steve Engsminger wasn't a starter. They alternated quarterbacks at LSU.
David Woodley.
Yes, he and David Woodley. They were co-starters.
And Woodley's been looking very impressive in his camp. On the 44-yard line, 1st down, inside, 7 minutes remaining in the game. 20-10, Houston with a lead. To Wayne Wilson, and Wilson to the 41-yard line, and they're just chipping away right now. Engsminger is mixing it up very, very well. That offensive line has Peter Zach and one at the center, I should say. LaFari's in there, Stan Brock is in there, Norm Hopley is in there. We mentioned J.T. Taylor back in, which is good news for New Orleans.
Stan Brock impressed me on that last play. It was a screen. He set up in pass protection, and just right at the end, he cut his man so that the quarterback could throw the ball over his head.
Second down 8 from the 41-yard line. Engsminger. And well underthrown. Time Banks cutting at the 25, but the ball some 4 to 5 yards short of it. And that's going to bring up a third down and 8.
I think he threw that one away. You know, he can just hold it so long. He was getting pressure, and he had to get rid of the ball or take a sack, and he just got rid of the ball.
Substitution coming in now for New Orleans at a wide receiver position. Felix Wilson has checked in. He's a free agent. So we're seeing some new faces as we come into the final 6 minutes of this football game. And there's one of them, Engsminger. Third down and 8. He'd like to keep it going somehow. He's going to run with it, and he's going to get a first down across the 30, slides to the 26, and that one opened up for him very well.
He looked like a veteran there at the end, although he did get up. He could see the first down stick on the side as he went by. He knew he had the first down, and then he went into a slide, and we'll see it again. See, he's trying to throw. He gets a little pressure from the inside. I don't think he really had to leave that zone, and he pumps and he tries to make the throw. He can't. He puts the ball down. He knows where the first down is, gets the first down, and goes down. Very smart.
I tell you, at 6'4", he's got some pretty good quickness. First down at the 27-yard line. There's a little delay to Jimmy Rogers, and Rogers to the 21-yard line, and he continues to impress. Rogers, Holmes, Wilson backing up Galbraith and Muncie. They're going to have some depth. Also Mike Strawn. There's Garrow. They may need him.
You know, we've talked about the quarterbacks, and we've seen 4 for the Saints, and we've seen 2 for the Oilers. One thing about this game that's getting unique now is both teams' quarterbacks call their own plays.
This is Rogers again. Rogers going to be a good yard short of that first down as he's inside the 20 to the 19. Carter Hardwig and Corker, the man we mentioned earlier, 57. Corker's a big guy, 6'5" for a linebacker. And we're going to have a timeout, a man shaken up for Houston. I should say New Orleans. And that is Norm Hopley, 61, first-year man out of Westchester State. He had some experience with the Philadelphia Eagles. He'll try out with them. New Orleans getting some bumps and bruises in this game.
Right, he was playing right guard, and he was playing in the dirt on the pitcher's mound. And I would think that he got his foot twisted or caught in there and maybe hurt his knee.
Here we go to a third down and less than a yard. A give. Rogers, and Rogers to the 15-yard line, and that'll do it for another first down, and they just relentlessly keep moving this football.
These backs are very impressive, but the right side of the line did a fine job. On any short yardage play, as we look up there on top, we'll see the right side. Watch him fire out and get movement back. You see the middle there? There's no one there. That gives the back time to get into the hole and square his shoulders. Now we'll take another shot here from the end zone, but see the push that they get on the right side? That lets the back get up into the hole.
And again, one of those guys over there doing a lot of that is Stan Brock. First down at the 13. Engsminger back to throw. In the end zone for the touchdown. That's Wayne Wilson. Jefferson upset because he thought he had a crack at the interception. Wayne Wilson with a 61-yard run, and now with an 18-yard touchdown catch.
He's having a big day, but how he got that ball in there, that was good defense. You know, a lot of times they'll beat someone, you expect the defense to fall down. But you watch here, as we see here, he throws it right between the 3 of them.
3:19, do you try an onside kick, or you go ahead and kick off and hold it?
No, I would kick off and hold. 3:19 with 3 timeouts is plenty of time.
And there is Garrow, your premium, adding the point after. It's now 20-17. Let's look at that pinpoint pass of
Steve
Engsminger.
Watch him hang in there with this rush coming along and throw that ball between those 2. Of course, it was a great concentration by Wilson, the receiver.
And it's a 3-point game.
When Ford started building a new generation of small, fuel-efficient cars, we called on the world. The incredible world of Ford.
Ford Motor Company, good morning. Mr. Howard.
Ford in Köln, guten Tag. Zentrale Herr.
Mr. Dobson, we have Italy on the line.
For over 50 years, Ford has been building small, fuel-efficient cars in Europe. Today, when America needs high-quality, fuel-efficient cars, the incredible world of Ford is working to meet that need. Building a new generation of small cars with world-class technology right here in America.
If you could see tomorrow,
It's happening right now.
it looks to us today.
Building cars right here. Competing with anything in their class.
Ford, that's incredible.
You'll see them this fall.
Ford, that's incredible.
Bobby Scott looks like he's headed to the dressing room. They started him in on the golf cart with that injured right knee. Let's see if they're going to try an onside kick. They're going to try it. It did not go 10 yards, did it? Maybe it did now. I don't believe it went 10 yards, John.
No, it didn't go 10 yards. There's a flag because the New Orleans player touched it before it went 10 yards. I would think that really with 3 minutes and 18 seconds, now we're down to 3 minutes and 14 seconds, and your 2 timeouts, that's really plenty of time to kick the ball deep, play good defense, get it back, and you still have plenty of time to get your score.
Well, there's Terry's younger brother, Craig, who we'll probably see. I thought your point was well taken. I didn't expect the onside kick after what we had just discussed, but they came out, but they did not get it the required 10 yards.
No, and the other thing is the Houston Oilers were in an onside prevent defense.
That's the illegal touch. Short free kick. Short free kick.
And so that means that Houston will take it right there. Tom Phillips with Ken Stabler alongside him. And look at it again, John. You can see
What
from
it
this
means.
angle. Look at this.
Yeah, we'll see it here. You see, you can't touch it. The Saint player can't touch it before it goes 10 yards. What it means, it'll be a 5-yard penalty, and then they'll kick the ball over again.
That's right. He'll be kicking off from the 30 instead of the 35.
And if we can get a shot here of the Houston return team, see, this is what we call an onside prevent. They have 9 men up 10 yards away from the kick, so we can see them all there. They're anticipating the onside kick. I would anticipate now that they will kick it deep over their head.
Well, they have everybody. They have 9 people standing in the first 10 yards, and then there's one deep man, Roach, clear back at the 10. Let's see if he'll do it again. Nope, you're right. He gets into this one. Carl Roaches comes over. Picked up by Bailey. Bailey tries to stay in bounds. And Harold Bailey brings it out to the 28-yard line. If he could have stayed in, he had some work down this side.
He did. That was really a good kick. You like to place it between that front line and the deep line, and that's what he did. And then, of course, Bailey made a nice play by coming over and getting the ball. You know, a kickoff, of course, has to be fielded and has to be returned. And sometimes a rookie will just let the ball lay there and think it's a punt.
And that had gone to require 10 yards there. First down, 10 at the 22. Guido Merkins, the quarterback. 20-17. Houston with the lead. Tim Smith in motion. We have a new man in the backfield. That is Ed Harris, a rookie from Bishop College, 9th round draft pick. And he's going to advance it to the 20-yard line, and that's all. Actually didn't gain anything, lost a half yard. Second down coming up. Ed Harris out of Bishop College, been looked at as a wide receiver as well as a running back. As Guido Merkins now will take his time with 2.5 minutes left in this game. His team with a 3-point lead. That's Smith in motion again. Merkins with the play action. Under pressure. He gets it off to Armstrong. After Armstrong across the 35 to the 37 for the first down. Boy, they set that screen up well.
They sure did, and they got it in the ideal situation because the The Saints were in a blitz. If we'll see that again, they had the line. They were bringing their linebackers up inside. See, the motion starts away, takes the corner to the other side of the field. The Saints blitz, so they don't have their linebackers back there. You see the linebackers coming, hits them right over the linebackers, and then all they have out there is a defensive back.
Good pressure was put on that time on that rush up the middle. It's coming over in a hurry was Stan Holloway. The 2-minute warning is here.
Super automotive values from Sears. The Die Hard, the battery that batted 1,000 in Yankee Stadium, is now on sale. Now only $54.99 with trade-in. You save $10. Sears Dynaply 20 tires are on sale. Look what you can get. Not 2 tires or 3, but 4 new 4-ply tires as low as $99. At Sears, where America shops for value.
Now's the time to stock up on men's jeans because it's the lowest jeans price of the year at Sears. Right now, save $4 on Thumbs Up jeans. Denim's just $7.99. That's right, just $7.99 for Sears heavy denim and comfortable fit. Corduroy's only $9.99 in different colors. Savings like these on men's jeans won't last long. Save $4 on Thumbs Up jeans. So don't just sit there. Get moving to Sears, where America shops for value.
Last year, Jack Renner won the Westchester Golf Classic. Coming next, see who takes the 1980 title. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
I tell you, you're not dressed down here, John Madden, if you don't have a cowboy hat.
The cowboy hat and the cowboy boots and the belt buckle and the whole thing.
We have 2 minutes remaining in this game. First down at the 38-yard line for Houston with a 3-point lead. Armstrong. Andrew Armstrong to the 40. Remember now, at the conclusion of this game, we'll be bringing you the final round, the 4th and final round of the Westchester Classic. There's our time remaining, the upper right-hand portion. We have a timeout called by New Orleans. They still have 2 timeouts remaining.
They have 2 timeouts. What they'll do, if Houston runs the ball on 2nd down, they'll take it after 2nd down, and if they run again on 3rd down, they'll take the 3rd after 3rd down, then get the ball with no timeouts left, and then they'll use the sideline in their 2-minute drill.
When I looked at Datsun 280ZX and Porsche 924, I also looked at this new Mazda RX-7, and that's all it took.
Just one look. That's all it took. Yeah, just one look. That's all it took.
You get a lot of refined sports car with the Mazda RX-7. You also get great mileage, and you get it all at a price that'll really make you look twice.
Yeah, the more you look, the more you like.
Hold it. Hey, guys. All right, stop fooling around. Calm down. Hold it down. I mean, this is the first Light Bay alumni picture, okay? A little respect. All right, everybody here?
Everybody who is somebody.
Oh, very clever. All right, smile, will you?
Knock it off, Billy. You need this job.
Are you guys ready? Hold it. Hold it. Stay like that. Hold it. Now. Just be yourselves. Calm down. Calm down. Hold it.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
The New Orleans Saints would like to get the football again, trailing by 3. For those of you expecting to see golf right now, the Westchester Classic, we'll be bringing you that immediately following the conclusion of this game. That 4th round looks like it's going to be something. Tim Smith in motion. Guido Merkins on a 2nd down and 8. Trying to set up the screen to Armstrong, and now that'll stop the clock, bring up a 3rd down. And New Orleans, you know that they want to get a hold of that football and at least go for a tie with a field goal.
And I think that was one of the things that maybe hurts you when a quarterback is calling zone plays, if he did call that, because one thing that they should want to do in this situation, in addition to getting a 1st down, is make New Orleans use all their timeouts.
There's Archie Manning. He'll bring in Exminger, I'm sure, though, to try to pull this game out. It looked so good in that last drive. Smith in motion. Guido Merkins on 3rd down and 8, a minute 42 left, and he is going to try to run, and he's sacked.
Also looked at this new Mazda RX-7, and that's all it took.
Just one look. That's all it took. Yeah, just one look. That's all it took.
You get a lot of refined sports car with the Mazda RX-7. You also get great mileage, and you get it all at a price that'll really make you look twice.
Yeah, the more you look, the more you like.
Hold it. Hey, guys. All right, stop fooling around. Calm down. Hold it down. I mean, this is the first Light Bay alumni picture, okay? A little respect. All right, everybody here?
Everybody who is somebody.
Oh, very clever. All right, smile, will you?
Knock it off, Billy. You need this job.
Are you guys ready? Hold it, hold it. Stay like that. Hold it. Now, just be yourselves. Calm down, calm down. Hold it.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
The New Orleans Saints would like to get the football again, trailing by 3. For those of you expecting to see golf right now, the Westchester Classic will be bringing you that immediately following the conclusion of this game. That 4th round looks like it's going to be something. Tim Smith in motion. Guido Merkins on a 2nd down and 8. Trying to set up a screen to Armstrong, and now that'll stop the clock, bring up a 3rd down. And New Orleans, you know that they want to get a hold of that football and at least go for a tie with a field goal.
And I think that was one of the things that maybe hurts you when a quarterback is calling zone plays, if he did call that, because one thing that they should want to do in this situation, in addition to getting a 1st down, is make New Orleans use all their timeouts.
There's Archie Manning. He'll bring in Exminger, I'm sure, though, to try to pull this game out. It looks so good in that last drive. Smith in motion. Guido Merkins on 3rd down and 8, a minute 42 left, and he is going to try to run, and he's sacked at the 35. That'll bring up 4th down.
They'll take a timeout now, stop the clock, then they'll get the ball left with plenty of time and 1 timeout.
1 timeout left as Banks goes back. Parsley will kick. Guido Merkins will exit. There's Banks. Guy with excellent speed. So it comes down to the last minute 38. Is that a little foot stop of music there in the background?
Yeah, we sure do. We were talking about young players getting meaningful experience. This is meaningful experience, not this the band playing, but
it may be too.
Well, that's probably meaningful for someone, but with these quarterbacks, these young quarterbacks, Guido Merkins, getting his time in this situation, and now we have Ensminger coming in with a chance to win the game. The score, he's down. He only has 1 timeout. He has to use the clock and make things happen. It's a great experience for young players.
John, I tell you what, I'm convinced you're still a coach. You don't even notice the band. You don't notice the cheerleaders. All you notice right now is that young quarterback getting the experience.
That's right, and I'm excited about that. I want to see how he does in this situation.
Okay, from the 34-yard line, we have a 4th and 13. Parsley from the 20-yard line. Remember now, the Saints with 1 timeout remaining. Again, a Westchester Classic to follow immediately at the conclusion of this football game. High snap, big rush, and we're going to have roughing the kicker. Dave Waymer ran into him. Banks falls on the ball to 25, but that will give them the 1st down. Waymer, the rookie, ran into Parsley. Let's look at it again.
Now, the rule on this, of course, there's 2 penalties. One is a 5-yard penalty for touching the kicker after he kicks the ball. The other is a 15-yard penalty for roughing him.
But an automatic 1st down.
Right,
both.
Automatic 1st down in either case. If they get rid of the ball, they can't touch him.
Well, that's too bad, as Waymer has had an afternoon where he's learned a lot of lessons. You know what? They picked on him at cornerback, and then he comes flying in on that play.
That's right, but now is a nice time to learn those things. You don't want to go into your first regular season game and have him experience that thing.
That's a personal foul. Running into the kicker on a defense number 44. That's an automatic 1st down.
That is the 5-yarder, though, John, that you mentioned.
That's the 5-yarder. That's running in. Had he roughed or unnecessarily roughed the kicker, that would have been a 15-yard penalty.
But it does give him the 1st down, and that really changes the complexion of this football game. A minute 29 left. Guido Merkins Lawrence has a new series, and you know he's going to try to keep it on the ground, try to kill the clock. That is Ed Harris again, the rookie. Harris out to the 41, and that's about all. And New Orleans going to use their last timeout. They'll stop the clock with 1:19. .19 left in the game.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Mazda and Mazda quality products. Light beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. And by Sears Tire and Auto Center, home of straight talk, good values, and satisfaction.
.19 left at the 41-yard line. Second down, 9. The Saints have used their last timeout. Reminder once again, next Sunday, 1 o'clock, the NFL preview show. And our next preseason game on CBS is the 30th, Pittsburgh and Dallas. And that should be a good one.
That'll be a real good one. They're two top teams for a long time.
And the 1980 season really promises to have a lot of excitement. And right here in Houston, you're going to have to do something to top the enthusiasm they have here. This place is turned on for the Houston Oilers.
And we've had plenty of excitement here today.
That's right.
People talking about preseason games, but this has been an exciting football game. A lot of young talent, a lot of experienced veterans doing very well. We've had everything today.
Second down and 9 from the 41-yard line. Perkins has Smith and Bailey, the two rookies, split out. Gives off to Armstrong, and Armstrong slips one tackle and makes it to the 44-yard line. New Orleans, no timeouts remaining. You see the clock winding down.
And the big thing that quarterback Guido Merkins has to do here is watch that 30-second clock, see, and use the full time, because if he does that, then we can really call in the dogs and put out the fire. The hunt's over.
Brad Young, 79 in there offensively. He's the big lineman from Iowa State, who was hurt a year ago. You see him. 62 is John Schumacher. The tight end is Chris Combs, 89. He is a rookie, a 4th-round pick out of New Mexico. Third down, 7. 30 seconds left, 2 seconds left on the 30-second clock, if that doesn't confuse you. Armstrong across the 45 to the 47, and that's going to do it. As they have 19 seconds, 18, the Westchester Classic to follow, as the Houston Oilers have evened their record in the preseason at 1-1 with this victory here today. As the final score from the Houston Astrodome, the Houston Oilers 20, the New Orleans Saints 17, as this capacity crowd enjoying the Houston Oilers victory this afternoon. And so John Madden, is a good game, I think, for Bum Phillips and his crew.
Sure was. I think it was a good game for both teams. These teams are going to be involved in a lot of exciting football this year.
Okay, for John Madden, this is Gary Bender saying so long from the Houston Astrodome. The Oilers defeating the Saints 20-17.
The NFL on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports. This is CBS.
And believe it or not, she's been accepted at all 3.
You mean your daughter's talking Ivy League and you still don't have an Irving Trust personal banker?
You may not know this, but I'm the youngest at the firm.
You mean you've just been made a partner and you still don't have a personal banker?
That was even more than I expected.
You mean you're sitting on a big bonus and you still don't have a personal banker?
If you're doing rather well, why settle for just a bank when you can have your own personal banker at Irving Trust?
Each year, fire burns more than 1 million acres, threatens lives, and destroys property. To help fight fires, Monsanto developed a fire-retardant chemical made from diammonium phosphate. When mixed with water and sprayed from planes, this chemical coats the forest and slows down the spread of the fire.
No chemical is totally safe all the time, everywhere. But if we want to protect our natural resources, we need chemicals like diammonium phosphate. Without chemicals, life itself would be impossible.
George C. Scott in Islands in the Stream, Tuesday.
CBS Sports proudly presents the PGA Tour. From the Westchester Country Club in Harrison, New York, CBS Sports presents the 1980 Westchester Classic, sponsored by the Kemper Group and the independent agents who represent us. If it's worth insuring, it's worth Kemper. American Express Traveler's Checks. Don't leave home without them. And by Pepsi-Cola and your local Pepsi bottler, who invite you to catch that Pepsi spirit.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York, these vagabond shoes are longing to stray and step around the heart of it. New York, New York, I want to wake up in the city that doesn't sleep, to find I'm a king of the hill, top of the heap. My little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'd make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York.
That was the week that was here in New York, and this is what is right now. The final round of the 1980 Westchester Classic from the Westchester Country Club in Harrison, New York on a beautiful summer afternoon. We're just a few miles north